a beautiful afternoon. Oh, what a beautiful day. I am working my arms today, so I should have skinny arms. I'll crack myself up. Why do we talk about fat loss? Why do we talk about I can burn fat off my tummy because I can feel a burn? It's one of those really embarrassing things as an exercise professional, and I've been an exercise professional of my life, and every time I hear that, feel the burn, in relationship to fat loss, I get embarrassed because when you're in the lactate system, that's the feeling you've got, the burn, which is lactic acid hitting up against your nerve endings causing pain, which is not fat loss. It's not exploding fat cells. You're not burning any fat at all. But of course, if you know how the energy systems work, you already know that, don't you? So why do we think that when we're doing sit-ups, for example, that we must be burning fat off our tummy? Because we can feel a burning sensation in our abdominal area. As I always share jokingly, that means that if I play piano, woohoo, I should have skinny fingers. If I talk a lot, and as I do, I should have a skinny face. If I chew chewing gum, I should have a skinny face. I've been digging in my garden now for over a year, and I'm a right-handed person, so I should really have a very thin right arm and a chubbier left arm because I use my right arm more. And of course that's not how that works, because that's not how the human body works. When we take fat out of a fat cell, it's not out of one fat cell or fat out of a particular area. All the fat cells open because we have stimulated that process. And if you don't understand that process and you're talking about feel the burn, I always ask, what is burning? If it's not fat, what is it that's burning? And if you don't know, or if the person who's saying that doesn't know, why would you listen to them? Here's a great question. When somebody tells you that you can freeze fat off, you can shake it off, you can vibrate it off, you can rub it off with a cream, and without being disrespectful, my only question is this: how does that work? Why would I stand on something that shakes me around and think that that's going to burn fat off my body? Please explain to me how that works. Now, the people who say that will probably give you an explanation. The people who have created fat rubbing off creams will give you an explanation. The people who charge thousands of dollars to freeze your fat off will give you what sounds like a scientific explanation. But that's one of the silliest expressions in the last few years, isn't it? Follow the science. If you know anything about science, and I live with a published research scientist, and all we do at our house every day is study the science, and the science is so opposing in so many areas. You can cherry pick any piece of science to prove your point. Anybody who understands science knows that until you've got a large number of scientific studies that say exactly the same thing, which is very rare, that's when we call it a fact. And there's very few things that we can call a fact, because if I say you should do this to burn fat, there'll be another endocrinologist, cardiologist, exercise physiologist that says, no, that doesn't work. Just today, somebody said to me, you shouldn't do cardio for fat loss. And the reverse of that, the only way to burn fat is to do more cardio. Now, which one do you believe? They both came from supposed experts in the area of, and professors at universities in the area of exercise physiology. So you as the mere mortal, me as the mere human mortal with the blonde hair, how do we know which expert is right? And surely the only way to work that out, if you really want to understand fat loss, if you really want to understand how to have a lean body, if you really want to help other people to have a lean body, would it be a really good idea to study that process for yourself? When I eat fat, what happens to the fat? Where does it go? How does it get into the fat cell? Does it have to go to the fat cell? Could I burn it off before then? How does it get out of the fat cell? Here's another one. A professor I was listening to yesterday shared that the only two ways to get the catecholamine process started, which is the hormonal system that releases fat from the fat cell, the only way to do that is extreme intense activity and to drink coffee. Now, both of those have science to back them up. Both of those have science not to back them up. But if you understand how the catecholamine system works, the endocrine system, the hormonal system, if you understand the phosphate system, if you understand what the body uses to exercise, half of that could be true and half of it's not. But which half? Oh, half of my program's working, but I don't know which half. Couldn't that be just ridiculous? It's one of those things when people say, I've been doing high intense activity every day and I've been doing 1,000 sit-ups and now I've got a flat stomach. It must be the 1,000 sit-ups. Well, is that true? Have we asked why? Could the 1,000 sit-ups be a waste of time because the high intense activity is what's turning your body into a fat burning machine? It's interesting because people talk about if you exercise for long periods and if you burn a lot of calories, you'll burn a lot of fat. Well, what if the ultimate way to have a lean body was to do exercise that doesn't burn any fat at all and it doesn't burn very many calories at all? That's called the phosphate system. It's only 10 seconds. It's the only system where you burn energy at 100% effort. No fat is burnt in the phosphate system. Very few calories because 10 seconds is only a very short period of time. But I'll just use for a visual, think about an elite 100-metre sprinter. 100-metre sprinter is the only run that's the phosphate system because it's in that 10-second time frame. Very little fat burnt no fat burnt at all in that 10-second period. Very few calories burnt in 10 seconds. It's only 10 seconds. But what are the chemical changes that happen inside the body when you put in 100% effort, when you go at 100% effort, when your body thinks it's going to die? Because that's the phosphate system. It's the fight and flight, stay alive system. This human's trying to kill me, whether they're sprinting or lifting or punching or kicking or anything at 100% effort. So we need a hormonal change. We need to get better for next time. We need to have a faster metabolism. We need to have a smarter brain. We need to have a body that works better, and we need to be burning fat when we're resting so that when we're doing this high intense activity, which doesn't burn fat at all, that we've got the right amount of energy required. Now, all of that is all about how the human body works. So if somebody tells you that you can shake fat off, you can melt it off, you can vibrate it off, you can rub it off, you can freeze it off, please find out for yourself. If you really think that you want to invest money in any of those things, of course you're a human being and an adult and you can invest money or waste money on whatever you want to. And I say that without sarcasm, that's just the truth. Because if you understand how the human body works, is it possible that you would know that none of those things work and you will know why they don't work? So I think as an exercise professional, we need to be responsible to know what burns fat, what doesn't. What turns your body into a fat burning machine and what doesn't? And if people really want to be lean and they want to be fit and they want to be strong, shouldn't we have the information to give them rather than here, take a pill, here, freeze it off, here, rub it off with this cream, here, go and do hours and hours of low intense activity that burns that is the fat burning zone, because when you're in the aerobic system, you're burning a combination of fat and carbohydrate and a tiny bit of protein, but you're burning calories so bloody slowly and you're having no chemical change in your body because the only reason your body changes is when you force it to. So how about and it's just a think thing. Phosphate, 10 seconds, stay alive, fight and flight, 100% effort, 100% results. What if we had a little bit of a closer look there rather than getting people to do hours and hours of exercise hoping that they're going to burn fat off their tummy? Because if I have piano playing fingers, or if I have piano playing fingers, or I have a mouth that chews chewing gum, it doesn't mean I'm going to have thin fingers and a thin face. And could there be a great question to be asked there? Why not? How does fat come out of the fat cell and how can I make it come out faster? How do I turn my body into a fat burning machine? Woohoo! So that you can sing every day like I do. I've got a stack of energy and I feel good. I love singing that. I feel good. Na 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 na. I knew that I would now. Na 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 na. So good. Yeah, yeah. I'm healthy, fit and strong and lean. Woohoo!